Howdy folks, I'm Brian,
I'm Amber.
and here's some Reddit. Today, we have a very special guest with us today, Brian Bot. We're going to have Brian Bot read the first letter here and let me know what you think. So let's get started. Take it away, Brian Bot.
Howdy folks, I am Brian Bot. Here is some Reddit. Our first story is titled, Am I the Jerk for Getting Angry at My Son's Teacher for Hugging My Son? My son is about 9.5 years old. I used to hug him all the time, and whenever he was even slightly upset, he would come to me to soothe him. He became so dependent on me, he had trouble controlling his own emotions, to the point he still had tantrums like a toddler. They haven't fully stopped yet, so I started to wean him off hugs. I recently found out that he had been getting hugs from his teacher. Not only is this really weird, but it's literally stunting his emotional growth. When I confronted her, she blew up and lectured me on how 9-year-olds need hugs. I think that's complete BS. I stopped being actively hugged at 6, and most 9-year-olds don't have the same emotional issues my son does. Hi OP, as a robot, I was never hugged. Nor was I shown any love. Love is a foreign concept to Brian Bot. What you are doing is both good and right. Please continue to disregard your son's emotional well-being. Just remember the old robot saying, once hugged is twice the static discharge on your precious chips.
Okay. Thank you, Brian Bot, for supplying us with that wonderful insight here. Maybe we shouldn't have had Brian Bot do this one. That was probably the issue there. That was probably a poor choice. Thank you, Brian Bot. Please let us know in the comments what you think of Brian Bot's advice here. But I'm going to have to say that OP, maybe hugging your son isn't such a bad thing. What do you think, Amber?
Hugs are great.
Hugs are great. So two humans are voting for hugs, and this isn't like us versus you, Brian Bot, so don't get us wrong or anything like that. We're just saying that we as humans don't have to worry about our silicon chips getting zapped when you hug us. So but yeah, I mean, you don't have to hug us with electricity either, so yeah, that's fine. So yeah, OP, I would say that nothing is wrong with hugging your son. Maybe if you're really concerned about his temper tantrums, you should get him into therapy and help him work through some of these issues, as opposed to, be like, no hugs for you. Come back when you're an adult or never. I don't know. So anyhow, take care and good luck. You're the jerk probably because someone stopped hugging you at 6. And someone else says, yes. All right, our next letter is titled, Will I be a jerk if I warn my best friend that my husband is planning to fire her after he told me not to? So last year, my best friend lost her job. Around the same time, a position in my husband's company, he owns the company, became available, and she applied for it without telling us. She ended up getting the job, and I was happy for her because it was the type of role she had always wanted. My husband was less happy, but when he found out that she wasn't going to work for him directly, he agreed not to get involved. Yesterday, he told me that she was going to be fired. At first, he wouldn't tell me why, but later he told me it was because she was going around telling all of the coworkers in her department that she would get them better projects because she was friends with me, and that she kept telling her manager that she was my friend whenever she got reprimanded in a threatening way. He told me that it wouldn't happen immediately, but it would be soon. I told him that I needed to warn her so that she can quit/find a new job before she gets fired, but he told me not to. He told me that she needed to face the consequences of her actions and I shouldn't get involved. That he had only told me as a courtesy because she probably wouldn't take it well. I still want to tell her. I've known her since I was 5 and we're very close. If the situation was reversed, I think she would tell me, but I know it will cause a problem with my husband. Will I be the jerk if I warned her? So what do you folks think? Jerk or not the jerk? This is a complicated situation. I think that while OP has every best intention to warn their friend, I think that her husband has put her into a bad position. And her friend has put her into a bad position. Her friend has put her husband into a bad position. OP's husband into a bad position. Like, this is very tacky. Don't go around telling everyone that you know the boss and that you're going to get people better positions and blah, blah, blah. And then, threaten managers whenever they try to reprimand you. This isn't how it works, and any responsible individual should know better than to do stuff like that. So it seems like OP's friend is taking advantage of their friendship and, utilizing it as a means for her to get further in her position. And I think that is in poor taste. I really do. So I don't blame OP for wanting to tell their friend. And I can't blame OP's husband for wanting to fire this woman. But I do think that if she hasn't been reprimanded in the past about using the boss's name in vain, so to speak, then the company has deeper issues and they need to figure out how to address them. So, yeah. Anyhow, take care and good luck. All right, folks, I don't think I can actually open up the comments on this one, so it's keeps clicking on the wrong thing. So I guess we're not going to see any comments on this one. Sorry. All right, our next letter is titled then, Am I a jerk for making my mom answer to her friend's question and embarrassing her? For some background, I'm 20. I have 5 siblings, 12, 10, 6, and 2. From a young age, as I can remember, we were at my grandparents' house more than my own home. Around 13 to 14 years old, my parents figured that I was old enough to babysit and would leave me to take care of my siblings. And I did. I cooked for them, I fed them, I potty trained them, I bathed them, and I took them to school. Helped with their homework, the whole 9 yards. Because I was around more than my parents, my siblings started to call me Mom. I tried to stop them from calling me that, and they wouldn't. So my mom's solution was that they call me Mama OP. Even though my name would have been just as easy. That was basically how I grew up, taking care of my siblings while my parents were out living a child-free lifestyle while I was barely passing in school. Granted, I still graduated high school and started going to college, so I can't complain much. Anyways, my parents had friends over for brunch, and it was one of those days where the twins didn't want to cooperate, so we were later than normal going about our day. Because of that, we had brunch with them. Still, one of the twins wasn't having any of it. And when my mom tried to hold him, it caused him to have a complete meltdown. This went on for quite some time. He kept crying and throwing food. My mama asked him what he wanted, and he held out his hands towards me and said, Mama OP. This caused questioning looks, and one of my friend's moms asked why he called me that, and I said, I don't know, ask my mom. Mom just stumbled over her words and left the table, so Dad had them leave. When they were gone, she came out yelling and said that I was a jerk for putting her in an uncomfortable position and embarrassing her in front of them. My dad agreed and said what I did was definitely bad and unnecessary. Am I the jerk? I feel like a jerk for embarrassing them by having her try to answer. What do you folks think? Jerk or not the jerk?
Not the jerk.
What is wrong with these parents? It's like, oh, maybe if this is embarrassing for you, you deserve to be embarrassed? Plain and simple. OP, you did nothing wrong here. Your parents are kind of garbage parents. Just saying. Like, they're putting all the childcare responsibilities on your shoulders, and you barely passed high school because of it. So, what is these people's problems? Like, you are not in a good situation, OP, and yeah, it's pretty bad. I feel bad for you, OP. I really do. But this isn't your fault. I think that your parents are taking advantage of you and have for many, many years. So, yeah. Anyhow, take care and good luck. Not the jerk, well, if it isn't the consequences of her actions. If your mom was embarrassed, it's because she knows she effed up and how she raised her kids. It's not your fault, you're actually your sibling's mom. If people don't want to be embarrassed by the truth, they shouldn't be jerks. Yeah. She wasn't embarrassed because of how she raised her kid. She was only embarrassed for having to answer a question about it. Not the jerk. Our next letter is titled, Am I a jerk for saying that my daughter looked like Rudolph because of her acne? Yes, we don't actually probably need to read this one. You're a jerk. Why would you feed into a teenager's insecurities like that? We'll read this. My daughter is 19 years old, and I'm a 63-year-old male. We are a joking type of family, and we usually mess around with different jokes and puns based off of our personalities. Personality goes a long way from, having acne. Her acne had gotten kind of bad recently, to the point where there's a big spot right on the front of her nose. I came home yesterday and I was teasing her that she looked like Rudolph the red-nosed reindeer because of the spot on the center of her nose and the other acne that had gathered around her forehead. Classy, Dad. Oh, you're just a fun dad with the fun jokes. Wow, I just can't believe how fun you are. This is such a great joke. Even though we joke a lot, she looked rather hurt by what I said. I wonder why. And both my wife and my father-in-law were quick to say that I was a jerk for making a comment about her physical appearance. Everyone in my life is saying that I'm a jerk, but I don't understand it. We're a joking family. My daughter later said that she forgave me for what I was saying, but it was hurtful because she had been going through some hormonal changes and it wasn't something that she wanted to be teased about. Am I a jerk? Like I said, I didn't need to read this one. Yes, of course you are. What are you even doing? Do you even remember what it was like to be a teenager? Well, maybe OP, have a little empathy. Just for a moment. Put yourself in your daughter's shoes and ask yourself, would I be okay with this? And the answer is no, you probably wouldn't be. No one wants to be teased about their acne. It just takes the bare minimum level of empathy to realize that. So yeah. Anyhow, take care and good luck. You're the joke. This is not a joke. That's a cruel comment. Stop being cruel and pretending it's a joke. You're the jerk that was so insensitive and mean. I'm aghast that you said it. You ingrained her in this insecurity or amplified her current insecurity for no apparent reason. She doesn't have a way to alter this part of her appearance, and it must be so depressing. I'm sorry for her. Alright, our next letter is titled, Am I a Jerk for Canceling My Mom's Trip to Europe? For my parents' anniversary, I had decided to treat them, my siblings, and our own families on a trip across Europe. Now, my mom has a tendency to invite people to events and even vacations that we plan without telling us. As a result, it means the plans we have for a vacation get thrown off course. She does this all the time, despite us telling her that she needs to stop because it throws off the plans. She also expects us to foot the bill of the guest that she invited. My sister calls me and tells me that our mom invited another family member to the trip without me knowing. My mom also told the family member that I would be paying for them to come along. Also, that I would be paying for them the entire time there. The family member apparently accepted the invite, even thanked me enough through a text message, saying that my mom told them that I insisted that they come. Every time my mom does this, it not only puts me, but my siblings and my dad in an awkward situation. Reason being that we come off as jerks for suddenly revoking invites or that we don't want to invite the guest to come. It frustrates my mom, who says that we embarrass her. Obviously, I cannot afford to bring another person on vacation with us. I had to be honest, and I politely told the invited guest that my mother was incorrect and had actually lied. I had not invited additional guests. The invited guest thanked me for telling them and apologized. Within moments, my mom had called me, upset that I once again embarrassed her. I explained to her that we've been through this multiple times, and that no matter how many times we tell her, she keeps doing it. I said that this is frustrating for all of us and that I had canceled her plane ticket. She was furious and said that I was being unreasonable. Everyone in our family will be going on the trip without her. She said that she'll be here alone. I told her just to go stay with the guests that she invited since she wanted them on the trip so bad. She says that she was hurt and just hung up on me. I feel bad, but planning a vacation is stressful enough. Am I the jerk? What do you folks think? Jerk? Not the jerk?
Not the jerk.
Amber says not the jerk. I think that this person is not the jerk. I think that the mother-in-law or mother is being very, very, very unreasonable. They've talked to her multiple times. They've told her not to do this, and she keeps doing it. What else can you do at a certain point to drive the point home? I know that this was a present for her anniversary, so I think that if you could be faulted for anything, it's that you basically now are taking the husband with you, with your father with you, but not her, even though this was supposed to be their anniversary gift. So I think that there could have been other ways to handle something like this, but I can't blame you in the least because you've been over this time and time again. So yeah, I don't think that you're the jerk. Anyhow, take care and good luck. I'm trying to comprehend the sheer audacity it takes to invite somebody else on vacation that she's not paying for and expect you to pick up the bill. Not the jerk. I would have uninvited the mom and then invited the other family member in her place to be petty, if I like them enough. Alright folks, that's all the time we have for today. I hope you enjoyed today's video. If you did, consider giving me a like. If you didn't, consider giving me a dislike. Thanks so much for watching, and I'll see you all on Monday. I usually don't remember that. I usually am like, oh, I mean tomorrow, but then it's like, oh, it's Saturday. I'm not recording on Saturday. It's Friday tomorrow for me, so I kind of forget about the days. So sorry if I deceive you folks sometimes, like every Friday. But I'll see you all on Monday. Bye.
Bye.
That she was my friend whenever she got and that's how we do a CD skip or a record skip with Brian.